Come on. Bring your ass in. So here's the thing, right? I seen this post this morning and I wanted to share with y'all because, woo, child, when you start going to therapy, and I think people don't understand, we don't go to therapy technically for us because we don't think anything's wrong with us. It be because we have other people in our lives that refuse to go to therapy. So then we like, I know I ain't tripping. Am I tripping? Or are you tripping? So we go to therapy, right? And the longer you go consistently, you start to unpack things that you thought maybe for a second something was off, but you weren't sure. But then when you hear somebody else say to you what you said to them, like when they repeat it back to you, how they heard it, watch this clip because I'm pretty sure some of us, if not the majority of us, have felt this way at some point in time, and we just didn't hear ourselves until someone said it back to us. Roll the clip.
Some grandparents ain't grand. They just parents who survived long enough to get a new title. Yeah, I said it. And now they mad because the children that they traumatized grew up, had children of their own and said, you will not do to my kids what you did to me. Dysfunctional parents think becoming grandparents give you a clean record. It don't. You don't get to skip accountability with me and demand access to my children because I remember you. I remember having to read your face before I could relax. I remember the yelling. I remember the guilt trips, the silent treatment, the favoritism, the secrets. I remember being called disrespectful every time I told the truth about what was happening to me. So no, I'm not keeping the grandbabies away. I'm keeping the dysfunction away from the grandbabies. And that's why cycle breakers become the villain. Because once you put boundaries around your children, the family can't use, that's still your mama, that's still your daddy, or those kids need their grandparents to manipulate you no more. Now, my children need safe adults, and blood don't make you safe. And becoming a grandparent doesn't magically turn an abusive parent into a healthy person. Here's the part nobody want to talk about. Sometimes watching your parents be gentle with your children hurts worse than watching them be toxic, because now you see they was capable of patience, capable of affection, capable of apologize, capable of softness. They just didn't give it to you. And now they want to use your children as a second chance to rewrite the story without apologizing to the first child they broke. Nah, my children are not your redemption arc. They are not your emotional support. They are not proof that this family is healed and will not be sacrificed just to keep an old person comfortable. Cycle breaking ain't always about forgiving the people who hurt you. Sometimes cycle breaking is looking at your children, remembering what you survived, and making sure the people who gave you those wounds never get close enough to hand them down.
You still with me? Come on. Digest it, run it back, play it again. Come on. Don't let me lose you. Because again, like I said, you don't hear it until somebody say it back to you. I know I post a lot of videos about previous parent trauma, but I can only speak from experience. Some of the things that I've posted, I've experienced firsthand, and this is one of them. 25 years old, I became pregnant with my son. I wasn't afraid to tell my mother because at that point, I knew I was an adult. I had my own place, my own car, I was working. I was the epitome of the adult, right? So I told her, hey, I'm pregnant. The scowl on her face, it was almost like utter disgust, if not disappointment. I'll never forget it. Okay. It was one of them things where you registered it, I clocked it, we don't gotta speak on it, right? Fast forward, I go into labor, December the 9th, 2012. My mother didn't show up to the hospital. She called me and said, I'm not missing no time because you in labor. I'll see you when you get home. Time from work, that is. She would not take off. Now, as her being in the medical field all of my life, outside of the things she pivoted to, because she was bored, good and hell well that there was a chance that I did not make it. Good and hell well there was a possibility that me or your grandson would not have made it out that hospital if anything would have happened. Complications, high blood pressure, anything could have happened, and you weren't there. All right, cool. The moment I got home, which was 4 days after the delivery, because I refused to leave my child in the hospital alone, then she came around with the gifts. Oh, now she nana. Oh, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, okay. I didn't say anything then. I let that play out. Baby, he didn't say it enough. He didn't miss it. He didn't lie about a goddamn thing. You don't get to redeem yourself in the eyes of my child if you have never taken accountability for the relationship that me and you had, for the things that you said and you done. You don't do that. And a lot of us have gotten to that point where, well, that's my mother, that's my dad, and he wasn't wrong. It does not excuse your piss poor behavior. It does not. And when we say this, and as me as the child who will say what the fuck I need to say and will continue to say until I stop talking, now you the bad guy, now you the black sheep, especially when it comes to my child. And don't ever, bitch, ever let it come to my child. There have been numerous times when I've told my mother, do not do something because you're undermining me as a parent. And she tried it again. And that cutoff was so motherfucking smooth. Don't talk to me. Don't text me. Don't come to my house. Sometimes you got to say that. You got to put the nail in the coffin early. Because if not, you'll end up with the conversation. Well, why did you leave me with Nana? Or Nana said this, or Nana said that. You don't ever want your child to come back to you and tell you something that your parents said to them, because it's going to have you out of character. It's going to make you feel some kind of way. So instead of that happening, remove your children. I said this to my mother. I said, if I was a child, I would want to be around me. I am safe with me. I would be the child to be around the adult that is safe. That's who I am. Anytime anybody's kid came around me, whether it was my own child or whether it was children in the neighborhood, children on a school trip, just anybody's child in particular, I am safe to the point where I'm making noise. I let you understand what's happening. I talk to you as if, how we talking? There is no way in hell children should not be able to express themselves, even with the limited knowledge that they have. A lot of people shut down children. Oh, they're just a child, they don't know. But that child will then grow into an adult who don't know if you don't teach them. I said what I said.